Welcome back to Watchbox Studios. It is day 2 of our Dubai Watch Week 2021 wrap up. I'm here with some special guests. I have Nick Meijer, Kristian Haagen, and we all know Mr. Wonderful Mike Manjos. And it's day 2. Gentlemen, it's so nice to see you guys here. I remember last Dubai Watch Week, we always caught glances when we had the other studio. So thank you so much for coming in.
Pleasure.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks to be here.
The last time was my first Dubai Watch Week, and this time it feels even more buzzing. I love it. We had some amazing conversations. I got to start off. We always recap what we did today, and we talked to Mr. Rexhep Rexhepi from Akrivia.
That was incredible.
Sometimes you just need a reminder of why we do this, and that was a reminder. Talk about somebody full of passion who has a vision. Ask them, how do you stay humble? When he's a new rock star, right? He's the next John, he's the next Dufour, for sure.
Star. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I asked him, how do you stay humble? And he's like, you know what? I just go home and I look at what I have to do the next day and I just do it.
Yeah, I think what your example with Rexhep is a good one because he exemplifies why indie watchmaking is so popular right now. It's back to the human factor. It's people who are passionate about their product, about their qualities, their skills, and who are sharing that with the world. And that's what I also feel here when you walk through the alley of indie brands, and they all have the same passion. They're all here to conquer the world. And now it seems to be a lot of momentum right now because they say it's not only the quality or the quantity of the people walking around, but also the quality. They're actually buying more than 2 years ago. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a tidal wave of independence that's happening right now, for sure.
True.
I think it's a whole stage of new rock stars here at Dubai Watch Week. It's very different. There's a lot of independent watch brands here, not the conglomerates per se. But the funny thing is, when we just had lunch up here, I took a video of the Rolex CEO having a chat with the Showpass CEO and then zooming over to FPSU and just enjoying his lunch. This would never happen in Basel World, rest in peace.
Yes.
This is Dubai Watch Week. This is where the rock stars mingle with the other rock stars and having a ball with it. And the independent watch brands are having fun with the larger brands.
We saw that today too. I saw the same thing when we sat there with Akrivia and looking at his watches, and I wanted to see the watch on his wrist.
Yeah.
And he takes it off a little bit reluctantly, and he's like, "The next one I'm doing, much better." And all he wanted to talk about was how he was going to improve it and the little tiny details that he thought would really change this three-hand watch. And that's all he cared about talking about was, I can do better. I want to do better. It's not about producing 500 watches. He's going to produce 45 watches this year. And just how can I make that next watch that much better? And where can I go to do that? And he could care less about it. I don't think he realizes who he is at this point. It was amazing how humble he was and fun. And I was there 3 times. I mean, I couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah, we got to go there too.
I'm a fangirl. It's horrible.
It's like
you came back for extras.
He's
like, oh no, not this guy again.
He's a very rare breed, and of course he learned from the master himself at FPSU. And right now, I think many people are looking at him, and not only for what he creates, but also for who he is as a person.
Yes. Yes, and I love that part of it. And there's so much of the best part of Dubai Watch Week is definitely the people and spending time. I mean, literally a half an hour before this, I'm sitting there walking out to get a bottle of water on our deck, and there's Alain Silberstein sitting on our deck.
Yeah. Wow.
And I'm like,
just relaxing.
what?
That was the 90s rock star.
Exactly.
Totally.
I mean, early independent, total rock star, total break the mold. And here he is hanging out going like, I'm popular again 40 years later.
No, but listen, this is the Liza Minnelli moment for Mr. Silverstein, right? He did his farewell tour in the early 2000s, and then he's back again and go like, this is your hello again tour. And I told Nick when I saw him yesterday, Alain Silberstein is here. And he just sat there with his hat, all quiet, and I'm like, Daddy? Or something. That was Mr. Silberstein sitting there in Dubai.
Yeah, and I think the amazing thing is what we're seeing now, even more and more, is these collaborations.
Yes.
And I think it's awesome. And the Louis Silverstein collaboration was a big hit.
Yeah.
We saw the Bulgari piece yesterday with MB&F, amazing.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's really fun to see these very different worlds coming together to make exceptional product that we get to play with.
That's the fun thing is that Max Busser told us when he was with Harry Winston and he did the Opus 1 with F.P. Journe, it was basically a jewelry brand that takes in a watchmaker, an independent watchmaker, and creates a beautiful piece. Now it's the opposite. It's now Max is the watchmaker taking a collaboration with a big brand like Bulgari.
Yeah, and the result was great. It really is a stage of rock stars. I love that. I love that so much because the rock stars are playing together so well. The Dubai edition, Silberstein, Louis Gerard piece is amazing. The colors are beautiful, and I just love how free and everybody just mingling. There's no competition. I mean, inside everybody wants to play the best song, but everybody's here to give the people a great show. And it's like, if you have a chance, come to Dubai Watch Week. It is worth the ticket. It's worth the flight. You get just a different feel that, I've never been to a Basel World. I've never been to a very big show, but I have to think that this was better than any of that.
But I think this is also somewhat post-pandemic.
It's true. So
we want to be entertained, right? We want to have fun. We want to shake hands.
Yes.
We're not kissing as much as
No.
which is good. We won't come home with the flu.
Yeah.
But people want to be entertained, and Dubai Watch Week is more than ever an entertainment. It's not showing the pieces, but also compared to, as I said, and Basel World, you would see the commercial pieces that would be introduced to you, and then the retailers would come in and they would see the limited editions. They would see all the editions.
Yes.
We see all the limited editions, the unique pieces. We see everything. So this is entertainment in a large Hollywood scale.
I think it's also
Agreed,
a very
yeah.
different field. Basel was always one very formal, very stiff.
True.
Public couldn't get near to the booths. You'd stick your nose against the window, and even as retailers, you felt like they were doing you a favor to tell you about their watch. We're here. I'm spending 45 minutes with the master himself, and he's spending time explaining it to me, and you could tell he was excited about it as I was.
No, but of course Basel had the volume with many brands, so I wonder what will happen with a concept like Dubai Watch Week when the big groups come in, because they're probably searching a bit as well, Swatch and Richemont, on what fair is ours do we need.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because now, so 2 years ago we had Rolex come in.
Yeah.
Huge game changer. Now this year you have AP come in, another, one of the hottest brands, one of the best brands in the world come in. They have to be looking at it. You have to wonder, is a Patek Philippe going to show next? Is some of the other groups going to start here? With the energy, with the vibe, with the press we're getting. I mean, the energy level last night was twice what
insane.
it was 2 years ago.
Traffic inside was crazy.
Crazy inside.
It was like being in a nightclub, but everybody just wants to talk
So I
watches.
can't imagine how these other brands aren't going to want to be part of this at some point. You have to be.
Exactly.
That's the kind of nightclub I want to go to.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun. We got watches everywhere.
Exactly.
We got I tell people I'm in a candy store in the middle of Candyland here. Right, there's everything you would want to see, want to touch, want to feel, and everybody is so open. It's insane.
Well, the other thing you didn't miss was Basel. Basel outside the fair was not that much fun compared to what this is here. I mean,
It
this
was
is
expensive,
so welcoming,
but,
insanely expensive. And now here it's so welcoming. The culture is so warm. The food's spectacular. It's just awesome.
It works. I think we're in a big transition. Basel World was really a 20th century trade fair,
Correct.
while this is how you treat customers, brands, and everybody in the 21st century. And that has to do with the balance between online and offline, which is of course different than before, but also with the atmosphere and what is really important. The panel talks, the master classes, stuff like that brings watchmaking closer to the people.
Well, I think the difference is, in a lot of ways, the brands here are direct, going directly to the consumers and going to the end users, where Basel was very much a trade fair for retailers.
Yes.
And this is to open it up, to expand it. Anyone can arrive, anyone can feel equal here. There's nothing that's hidden, nothing that's behind closed
At
doors.
all.
It's all wide open.
Yeah.
Exactly. Any question can be asked. Bring watchmaking to the people. I like that. I think we'll end it there. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us. Thank you guys for tuning in. And this was another recap of Dubai Watch Week 2021, day 2.
Day 2.